On this special edition of Lexington Now, highlights from Mayor Gorton's State of the City and County Address. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to a special edition of Lexington Now for the week of February 3rd, 2025. Mayor Linda Gorton gave the annual State of the City and County Address to a capacity crowd at the Lexington Center this past week. On this edition of Lexington Now, we'll be bringing you highlights of her speech. Mayor Gorton began with the importance of agriculture and education to our city.
While Lexington has seen enormous change since its founding, it's surprising how many things today remind us that we have not forgotten where we came from. Like the intertwining of our history with agriculture. Agriculture's roots run deep here. In 2025, agriculture remains an important part of our lives. It currently accounts for 1 in 12 jobs and adds $2.3 billion to our economy every year. Horses have been a constant presence on our farms since the early 19th century. Today, our identity is wrapped up in our horses. They set us apart from everyone else. Our booming tourism industry, which also creates thousands of jobs, is centered around them. In 2023, the economic impact of travel and tourism in Fayette County was a record $1.6 billion. Because agriculture has always been important here, we've long recognized the need to protect our farmland, some of the best land in the world. Our 25-year-old Purchase of Development Rights program now protects almost 33,000 acres from development, including large and small farms. Our urban service boundary, set in place in 1958, is the oldest growth boundary in the United States. As Lexington grows, the importance of the urban service boundary and the need for smart management of the land grows with it. A belief in the importance of education is also deeply rooted in our community. We had our first public school in the late 1700s, just a few years after our founding. That was unusual in those days when most formal education was private and costly. The first university west of the Allegheny Mountains, Transylvania University, was founded in 1780. Located 2 blocks north of Main Street and still in the neighborhood today, Transylvania also established the first law school and the first medical school in the West. With the founding of the land-grant University of Kentucky in 1865, higher education was further established as a firm and continuing part of the foundation of our community. It is no surprise today that we have a very highly educated populace compared to most cities. Because of our education system, including our public schools and Bluegrass Community and Technical College, our workforce is attractive to local employers and to companies around the world looking for a new home. Furthermore, the brain power of our universities often sparks technological innovation that becomes successful startup businesses. In the early part of the 19th century, Lexington's focus on education was one reason we became known as the Athens of the West. Today, the Athens of the West spirit continues to define our community through our continued appreciation of education, all forms of art, and that special sense of place that is pure Lexington. We are proud of the national and international acclaim achieved by our academics, our creatives, our local writers, visual artists, musicians, and the chefs who create our renowned local cuisine. That Athens of the West spirit is also present in our support of forward-thinking government. Our vote to merge our local government, to do away with city and county divisions, to be nonpartisan, dates back to 1972. Today, we remain one of the few truly merged local governments in our country. Over the years, merged government has helped us use public resources wisely and efficiently, taking on costly challenges like protecting our environment with up-to-date sewers, developing a modern transportation system, protecting our neighborhoods, carving out our rightful identity as the horse capital of the world, becoming a leading economic engine for the entire state, keeping our cost of living low, engaging in smart planned growth, keeping downtown vibrant, and investing in quality of life. The need for continuing change and improvement drives us forward as we move into our next 250 years. We know we have much work to do to continue the tradition of accomplishment that has been part of our community since its founding. Driving accomplishments that serve people is the ongoing mission of your merged government.
Mayor Gorton continued with a look at public safety.
Based on the 51-year-old charter of our government, the mayor must report back on its accomplishments each year. Here are a few of the things from 2024 of which I am most proud. Let's start right off the bat with public safety, job number one for our local government. All-around progress in Lexington is only possible if we are first a safe community. Our public safety divisions are rock stars, well-trained, achieving the highest levels of accreditation available in their fields, and they are supported throughout our community. Recent years have brought safety improvements built on new technology, more services, improved recruiting and salaries, and investments in the best equipment. Here are a few examples of progress our public safety divisions made in 2024. Our police department continued its move toward use of more technology. Last year brought additional use of flock license plate readers and more staffing to our 2-year-old real-time intelligence center, where technology acts as a police force multiplier to improve efficiency and help police solve crimes faster. In part because of this technology, we have been able to cut the time it takes to recover stolen cars in half, recovering vehicles valued at $4.5 million, increased the clearance rate for homicides, assisted with returning 27 missing persons to their families, and taking 113 firearms off the streets. Working together, our police and fire departments, along with E911, officially launched the Community Crisis Co-Response Team. Community Crisis assists public safety with mental health-related calls. Chris Perrine, who has a master's degree in clinical health counseling, was hired to work alongside public safety, bringing a new level of care to our residents. In recent years, we have taken several significant steps forward to improve service to those who are mentally ill. We added a 13th emergency medical vehicle to our fleet in fire, responding to a definite need in our growing community. 12 firefighters for the additional vehicle are now in training. In 2024, We also made dramatic improvements in staffing levels at our detention center. After staffing deficits that ran as high as 130 officers, we are now just 8 vacancies from being fully staffed. Today, our Division of Community Corrections leads the nation in the number of nationally certified officers through the American Jail Association. Congratulations. Congratulations on a job well done to Chief Weathers, Chief Wells, Chief Colvin, and E911 Director Janelle Patton. Now, I can't finish this part without mentioning the 5th member of our public safety team, Rob Larkin, who just finished his first year as Director of Emergency Management. With the weather we've had, we are grateful to have Rob on board. He has extensive experience handling all kinds of emergencies as a former firefighter, as well as a former member of the Kentucky National Guard. The work of One Lexington also makes our community safer. Now in their 4th year, our One Lexington team addresses youth and young adult gun violence using community-based strategies. Along with our police department and our community partners, One Lexington has helped drive down the number of homicides and shootings. Last year saw a 10% decrease in homicides and a 68% decrease in reported shooting victims among victims aged 10 to 29 years old. With our One Lexington team today is Max Rios, who survived 9 gunshot wounds 2 years ago in a shooting that claimed the life of his best friend. Through his faith, relationship with our community partner, Nestor Gomez, and the One Lexington team, Divine Karama, Kenneth Payne, and Larry Johnson, he has taken a new path in life. Thank you, Max. In 2024, One Lexington received a $500,000 grant from Governor Beshear's Everybody Counts initiative. Part of that funding is being used to pay for scholarships and training for those affected by gun violence. Max is the very first recipient of our skills scholarship, and he will begin dental assistant training this spring. Max, congratulations.
After this, we continue our look at Mayor Gorton's State of the City and County address.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Chris Van Brackle with the Lexington Police Department Traffic Unit. Today we are talking about disability accessible parking and the aisles between those parking places. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here, even if you have an accessible parking permit. Police and LexPark will write tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle or parked in an accessible space without a placard, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you, and drive safe.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Mayor Gorton highlighted the strengths of Lexington's economy during the second half of her State of the City and County address.
So a safe community establishes the foundation that's capable of supporting a strong economy. Our economy is booming. Last October, we set a record for the highest employment in Fayette County's history to date. 174,328 people are in our workforce. The Federal Reserve Bank recently confirmed our economic growth. Since the start of the pandemic in 2020, Fayette County has seen the highest rate of growth, 5.5%, of any metro area in the Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank District, which includes Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. While our cost of living remains relatively low, our median income is rising. Between 2020 and 2023, our median income increased by $1,311 a year. Workforce development is a continuing priority. Yesterday, we opened the new Davis Park Workforce Center, and I welcome Johan Graham, who's with us today. He is president of AU Associates, the developer of this project, along with affordable housing in Davis Park. Along with partners throughout the community in workforce development, we serve people looking for a first job or seeking a new career, which also is meeting the workforce needs of our employers. Workforce training also includes inmates at the Lexington Detention Center, those who are near the end of serving their sentences. Our Second Chance Academy prepares them to find employment. 56 graduates of our Second Chance Academy now have full-time jobs since being released from jail. New projects already underway will ensure that our economic growth continues. We are working on 2 new business parks. Construction begins this year on our Legacy Business Park on Georgetown Road near the interstates. The park is estimated to create nearly 1,700 jobs with an annual payroll of about $100 million. And we recently joined the City of Berea and Madison and Scott County fiscal courts to create Central Kentucky's first public regional business park. The 300-acre industrial park will be located in Berea. After a 10% hosting fee for Berea, each county will receive 33% of the tax revenues created by this park. Our regional partners are here today. Berea Mayor Bruce Fraley, will you go ahead and stand as I call your names? Scott County Judge Executive Joe Pat Covington, and Madison County Judge Executive Reagan Taylor. I want to welcome all 3 of you and thank you. We have a solid partnership. We have a grant program underway that's designed to encourage ag tech and food-based businesses to locate in Lexington and Kentucky. We are working to become the international hub of ag tech businesses. This past year, Bluegrass Ag Tech Development Corp. Issued its first 7 challenge grants to ag tech businesses. We also have some very exciting economic development news downtown. Construction will begin this year on the 17-acre High Street lot across from Central Bank Center. A mix of residential, retail, and multiple parking garages is planned. Take a look. The High Street project is the work of Dallas-based Lincoln Property Company and local developer Dudley Webb, who is here with us today. Dudley, thank you so much. Dudley is also joined by Karen Hill, board chair of the Lexington Center Corporation, which includes Central Bank Center. Thank you, Karen.
Mayor Gorton wrapped up her State of the City and County address with news about housing and federal funding.
As we grow, it's important for each of us to work toward a goal of making our growth more sustainable. We are gradually improving sustainability in our public buildings. For example, we are adding solar panels to our fire stations and building sustainability into our new structures, such as our new Senior and Therapeutic Recreation Center, now under construction, and the new police roll call in Veterans Park. And we are studying the possibility of putting a solar farm on our Haley Pike landfill. Like having a good job in a successful community, we believe everyone should have a roof over their head, housing that is safe, well-maintained, and affordable. Affordable housing is an urgent priority. We need more of it. Working with public and private partners, we are tackling the problem head-on. Through our Office of Affordable Housing, we have stretched government dollars by leveraging $9 of private funding for every $1 of public investment. In our current budget, we have dedicated $4.7 million to affordable housing, more than doubling the previous budget. In 2024 alone, 577 additional affordable living spaces opened in Lexington, benefiting hundreds of families. We've still got work to do, but we are making steady progress. Affordable and workforce housing is also one goal of our new Urban Growth Master Plan that will guide the future development throughout the urban services area, including the recent expansion areas highlighted in yellow. A couple of weeks ago, we got some more exciting news. We received a $2 million federal grant in partnership with Bluegrass Care Navigators. This funding will enable us to offer safe, functional home modifications for seniors in our community. These modifications aim to improve daily living and functional ability. And just last week, we learned that the federal grant funding we received to operate programs related to homelessness will increase by 8.8% next year. These are highly competitive grants, and we receive over 99% of the funds we requested, a tribute to the quality of our programs. We have accelerated the construction of affordable housing projects through the American Rescue Plan Act funds. Our ARPA program was overseen by Chief Administrative Officer Hamilton. In 2021, Lexington received $121 million in one-time ARPA funding. The funding has had an enormous impact on our community. Lexington has received high marks nationally for the equitable way it used the funding and the efficiency of its programs. We met the program's tight deadlines. Our appropriations included $17.8 million for affordable housing, $31 million for parks, $10 million for programs related to homelessness, $6.7 million went to nonprofits, $5.7 million went to economic and workforce development, and $4.6 million went to community support through housing assistance, community violence intervention, and mental health support. There are 95 ARPA projects scattered throughout our community. In December, we launched our new website with the goal of making information about government services and projects available to all. We streamlined the search and feature and menu features and reformatted each page to better organize our content and highlight key topics. The translation feature allows for viewing in over 100 languages. Check it out at lexingtonky.gov. In environmental quality and public works, we have upgraded our recycling equipment, built a new salt barn that has really come in handy already this winter. We're installing $1 million in ADA sidewalk ramps and awarded almost $885,000 in grants to enhance and grow our tree canopy. We have also installed several shared use paths, built sidewalks on part of Wilson Downing with more to come, installed a traffic signal at Polo Club where a new middle school has been built, and completed $37 million in sewer projects.
You can see the speech in its entirety on our Lex TV outlets. There's plenty of live meeting coverage coming your way this week on Lex TV and streaming online. But remember, you can also find the most up-to-date information on non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.